Hi there, thanks for joining me for today's reflections from a people developer and a podcast host. It's great to have you with me. First of all, I've got to start off by saying that I missed out with my reflections yesterday for a very good reason in many ways. A neighbour or a person that lives in the street across the road or just around the back from where we are went missing, and he's suffering from dementia. And so last night we were out searching the streets and looking for him. Thankfully, he turned up safe and sound, obviously needing some special care, but myself and my wife decided to go out and help out the sort of search for this gentleman. It was really important for me to come back quite late last night and not reflect or not capture my thoughts and just stay with the moment of thinking about what it means to be part of a community and what it means to help somebody else out. And that's quite pertinent given some of my reflections today, because we live in a place where I'm giving a huge amount of energy and effort to helping other people out, and yet we live next door to somebody who is somewhat different and at the very polar end of this continuum in terms of not being a very pleasant neighbour, not being very generous to the community, and not being very generous and interested and supportive of us, and he's been actually quite bullying in his style and approach, and it's really irking me a little bit. Not that I'm letting him bother me, but more it's just interesting how the community and how people turn up in the world, and ultimately you've got to live with yourself, and I'm quite happy living with myself, but I'm not feeling very generous to those sort of people at the moment. Moving on to today's reflections, it's been a hugely hectic day. I've been on the go since about 6:15 this morning, dealing with a couple of recordings of some podcasts which have gone down really well. I've really kind of tried to be as present as I can and be in the moment, and I had two guests who I didn't know very well, and really just dived in, and it was gone very well. The questions were great, the conversations were really meaningful and purposeful. But it's also really made me reflect on the sort of the continuum of being planned and organised, and actually the purpose and the value of actually being in the moment and trusting yourself, and the power of relationships and connection, which came out as a theme, but also something I've watched myself going into these two podcasts. I've also had the opportunity to edit one, and also had a really powerful, insightful coaching conversation with a lady in South Africa who's facing a number of sort of challenges around her culture, the world that she's been brought up in, and how that's playing out in terms of reinforcing stereotypes, but also her desire to really stretch towards moving on and finding happiness in her life. We talked around the concept of a mindset of a goal mindset or a growth mindset, which I really like the idea of, moving away from striving for titles and goals and roles, and moving towards the concept of continually growing and developing and searching for happiness through sort of enlightenment and nourishment. And I think that challenge was really helpful and powerful for her. I'm coming towards the end of the day. As I said, I'm really tired. I'm really helping out my son with his recording for some of his exams that are coming up, and I feel like I'm a bit spent. I'm a bit tired from just giving today, so I'm going to call it a day. But in giving, you get back, and I think I mustn't lose sight of that. I've got a lot of nourishment. I've learned a lot. I've really challenged myself today in so many ways, and I just want to be really honest about the fact I'm tired. I feel a bit worn out and ready for a bit of a break. Looking forward to tomorrow. Again, I've got to be on my A game as I'm delivering on a workshop, and I think practicing what I preach is really key here. So running on a bit of adrenaline for tomorrow, and looking forward through to getting a few boxes ticked off, and a few things out of the way, so I can try and re-energise, recoup and reset for the following week. So thanks for being with me today. Really pleased that I've reconnected, and I'm not beating myself up that I've missed out on a reflections from yesterday, because today's been ever so good. So back on the track, and really looking forward to moving forward again. All right, take care, and look forward to having you join me soon. All right, see you soon. Bye.